I'm Michael Pittman, there's beer in this mug, and this is Caps Lock News. To get this shit show started, we turn our attention to the 2020 presidential election, where Caps Lock News has declared that Vladimir Putin has lost the 2020 presidential election. This comes after the votes have been counted, recounted, challenged in courts, tweeted about, and ultimately recounted. Now on day one, the in-person turnout suggested that the GOP might have a lead. However, on day two, the mail-in ballots, predominantly consisting of Democratic votes, given that there is a global pandemic, suggested that they might not have that lead after all. And it is with that Caps Lock News has once again declared Vladimir Putin has lost the 2020 presidential election. We now move on to one of the sassiest little vice presidents the United States has ever had, Mike Pence. Someone close to the vice president has revealed some shocking information about Mike Pence's gaming habits. In a quote, one staffer reported that Mike Pence apparently makes his two male Sims kiss. Very few would consider Mike Pence an ally to the LGBTQ+ community. I mean, you look at him and you see his white Ken doll hair, his weird energy. He kind of gives off that vibe like old men do when they go to a DMV. You know that at any point they might yell a racial slur. In the quote, the staffer alleges that Mike Pence removes all of the doors on his Sim's house and makes the two male roommates kiss each other for hours on end. Frankly, these allegations are not that surprising. Those tight little twink Sims are pretty unresistible, and I personally do not blame the vice president for knowing where his bread is buttered. Man, I love The Sims. You know, when I figure out my neighbor's Wi-Fi password, I'm downloading it. Coney Barret recently had an interview with a reporter that came off more like a needs assessment from social services. We have a transcript of the interview and surprise, surprise, it's problematic. The reporter attempted to break the ice with the Ice Queen herself. Instead of responding to what her favorite color was, Mrs. Coney Barret decided to go into a right-wing stream of consciousness TED Talk on fake news. The interview ended in a magnificent spiral. At one point, Mrs. Barrett stated, "I can't comment on what my favorite color is because I was not involved in that decision." Well, the newest season of Handmaid's Tale looks great. All over the country, law enforcement have consistently struggled with not killing people. The same type of struggle can be found amongst white people when given the option not to do blackface. Even with the most intense sensitivity training, they'll probably still do it. A typo in a legal document to defund the police has accidentally overfunded them, giving the officers access to lightsabers. At a press conference, the man boy in badges could be seen twirling their lightsabers like they were the one gay kid at a dance camp. Activist groups have expressed their concerns with the new equipment. Most agree that being shot, tasered, and murdered is not the best way to handle a traffic stop, but the new fear of dismemberment by lightsaber has pushed everyone over the edge. Further spending receipts show that one police department hired Jedi Masters to teach them the ways of the Force. However, those Jedi Masters were later fired when it was revealed that the police officers would not be certified after 2 weeks of simply just showing up. For more updates on the state of our nation's law enforcement, walk up to literally any police officer and see how long you can go before they start to yell and physically abuse you. And that's it for us today. Please join us next week when we discuss how to get into Costco without a membership. I'm Michael Pittman, and this is Caps Lock News. I'm not a parent myself, but I would throw that kid in a garbage.